Hello and welcome to the Master of Unlocking podcast. I am the sinus snot-filled nose host Logan for the day, so I apologize for my nasally voice.
There's a lot of sinuses going on. Every time I'm on and off a plane,
that's I was always... just when I say you and I have both been on planes recently. Yep. Your ears just want to explode.
Yep. Every time.
My forehead.
I will say, Afrin really helps.
Afrin.
I just forgot to have it on the way back, so I got all congested.
Is it a nasal inhalant?
It's a nasal spray, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like nasal steroids, I think is what it is. But you can only use it for 3 consecutive days, and then you have to stop using it. It's that powerful.
Yeah, I think it's got Flonase.
It's like that episode of American Dad where Stan tries crack.
Yeah.
To fix his cold. It's some sort of heated inhalant. I feel great!
So, the usual crew is here. Caleb, to my left.
Hello.
Hello. Jason, to my right.
Hi there.
And
the cricket.
The cricket is here as well. The cricket's over in the corner, being his usual dicky self. So, cricket, how you doing? We'll ask you to chime in later.
Chirp in.
Just let us know when we have a bad joke, okay, cricket?
Okay.
Yes.
That will work out well. It has been a couple of months since we've sat down and chatted. Just the summer, just nothing either to talk about, or we've all been busy. I don't know.
Probably busy.
Yeah. Busy more than anything.
We've chosen to do some videos.
Jason's gone on vacation. Caleb and I both just got back from vacation. Caleb's was a little more exciting than...
I don't know, you went to Disneyland.
I did go to Disneyland.
That's pretty exciting.
That's exciting. Well, I guess exciting to our audience, I surfed. I got up on the board and actually surfed a little bit. Man. That was impressive for 34-year-old.
How long did you stay up?
We're talking a few seconds.
You were up.
Not like anything very long. There was one time where I was up and somehow the board went out in front of me and I was still standing there on the wave. I was just levitating for we're not very long.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, I was just and it was just and then just whoop, right into the wave.
Did you think for a moment, I'm Christ?
I did. I'm Christ. It was. Because I had my feet there, and I just kind of raised my arms up like I was going on the cross, and it just...
the version in your head is probably much different from the version that actually happened.
Probably, and it felt like a much longer time, but I'm sure it was to the people just watching was just me just falling flat into the ocean, but it was entertaining to me at least, so...
I did not think we would have Logan just Jesus parallel right away out of the gate. Sorry.
I don't know. I've got a lot of Sudafed in me right now. So,
well, how about Jason and I talk for a minute then while you regain your composure?
I'll regain my composure and let's talk about where we've all been, I guess. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I think we need to resolve our unfinished business.
Oh, wait, yes. From our TV podcast, if you have not checked that out, there was a challenge at the end of said podcast of something to watch for between...
So we traded shows.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So we went through everything we were watching, and then we had to pick 2 shows that we both liked and had the other watch it.
Correct.
1 season of each, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I watched Into the Badlands, and you watched American Gods.
Yes. I have consumed.
So we both completed our challenges.
You're short mini-series type shows, right? They both weren't very long.
The good thing about Into the Badlands is it's like every AMC show that starts, I think they, maybe not anymore now that they've had success with dramas, but even Breaking Bad was 6 episodes. The Walking Dead, which is say what you will, is commercially the fucking show everybody watches.
Right.
It was 6. And so Into the Badlands was also given that treatment of this is a little fringe, so here's 6 episodes. And American Gods is 8,
right?
Yeah, it is 8. American Gods is on Stars. And like I said, Into the Badlands is on AMC. So who wants to go first?
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
I want to start with the positives up top.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
Uh-oh.
It was a show. It had good costumes.
It was a television show.
The colors are great. No.
It hasn't been canceled.
The fight scenes / action stuff is top notch. I mean, it's the probably the best on TV that there is. Like, I don't even have a comparison of another TV show that even comes close to the fight scenes that are in the Badlands. So that I really enjoyed. The premise for the show is really interesting with like the different, what do they call them? Like
Clippers?
No, the
Barons.
Is that the Barons have their territories?
So there's a Baron that owns each territory. It's a post-apocalyptic world of some kind where guns have disappeared, artillery has disappeared. So the most lethal people on the planet and those that have survived long enough to rule are like incredible martial artists.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then each Baron has Clippers, which are the fighters for their Baron. Mm-hmm. That's a really interesting concept and setup. Don't think they did a whole lot with it in the first season. Maybe that gets better in the second season. But
they flesh it out a little more. Okay. Yeah, the first season, to its detriment, is a little incestuous because of the amount of time that they had, and so it is really only about 2 Barons. Really,
well, 3.
There's a third.
So I forgot his name.
There's the Widow.
Yeah,
and there is I can't remember. Not Jacoby. But
that's the third one.
The third. Oh, it is Jacoby. Yeah. Okay, so I remember Jacoby then.
Yeah, but there's the
and then Sonny's Baron. I'm forgetting his name, and he's in the second season too. But I'm forgetting it.
But yeah, they were pretty narrow in scope for the premise that they had to work with. They narrowed it down in scope quite a bit to have that. Which I mean, that's not a bad thing, because maybe in the subsequent seasons they'll expand it, and it'll get more and more interesting. But so far it hasn't really hooked me as far as the plot goes.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think that, I'm not saying it's perfect. It's actually the reason why I had you watch it is I don't know anyone else that watches it, and so it's coming back for a third season. It just got greenlit for a third one, so it's good enough that like people out there are watching it, but I don't know anyone personally that did, so I just wanted to see what someone else thought about it.
And I'll say the thing that kind of killed it for me, which can only get better, in honesty,
Quinn is the name of the
yes. For one of my pet peeves in TV and movies is bad child actors, and this show has some really bad child actors.
MKs,
but like I said, that can only get better as the show goes on, because they're only going to get older.
We talked about it, Logan, but that's Gotham's number one weakness.
Yes.
Yeah,
is the child actors.
And they've gotten a little bit better as
they've gotten older. They've gotten better. I don't know whether it's because I'm softer on them because I've known, but I feel like the character that plays Bruce in that show has gotten a lot better.
The writing for Bruce is also not good either, so I think that's also a problem.
Maybe the writing is at fault more than anything.
The writing for Selena is really good, I think, and she's good at what she does.
Yeah.
But I think Bruce has just got some bad writing.
Though, are you talking about the Widow's daughter?
Yeah. Her and
MK.
MK, yeah.
Yeah. They're probably the weakest part of the show, at least was in the first season. MK, I think, is about the same in the second season, really. He needs another character to hold him through pretty much any scene. The Widow's daughter, however, I think does a better job in the second season. She becomes more of a central character.
The second season is on my list to keep watching.
Well, that's good. At least you'll continue watching it.
It's below quite a bit of stuff, but it is on the list. So I haven't given up on it.
I wanted somebody to see these fight scenes more than anything, because it's something that is reserved for movies.
Yeah.
And they've figured out a way to put that stuff in a weekly show.
That's what I found myself doing watching the episodes, was like waiting for the next fight scene.
Wait for it to happen. Nick Frost is a character in the second season, so it becomes a little stronger as far as acting goes, honestly. There's a couple of fight scenes in the second season that are like really elaborate and really long. Like there's one that is kind of reminds me of like the Crazy 88 scene from Kill Bill.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Where she mows through all this. Yeah. There is a scene in the first episode where the Widow mows down like 50 guys.
Awesome.
And
that makes me excited to watch it. So.
It's awesome. It's really awesome. But yeah, I just wanted to see what you thought of it.
Now for the bad news. What did you think of American Gods?
American Gods is a thing that I'm glad I saw.
Okay, you're glad you watched it.
No, I'm glad I watched it. American Gods is something that requires a bit of homework.
Yeah,
if you're going to, I guess I will say understand. If you're interested in the show and you're enjoying what you're seeing, the only thing you're gonna have if you didn't read the book, is it books?
I think it's book, but I'm not sure.
Maybe it's book. I can't remember. But if you want to understand who a particular character is and what the rules of American Gods is or are, or whatever I'm trying to say, you have to go outside and read some fan theory, and you have to identify what, Logan, for reference here, it reminds me a lot of The Wolf Among Us.
Okay.
Because there are characters that you know from like legendary stories and not just fables, but like the god of this, the god of that, or this mythical creature like a leprechaun, for instance. There are characters that are in this universe. It's like they're living in the real world amongst us, and they're trying to navigate their way through the world, but they have these incredible superpowers, or they're trying to kind of weigh the balance of this war that's going on between old gods and new gods, right? Mm-hmm. That's mostly what it's about.
Yep.
And so this war is going on, and the old gods have recruited Shadow Moon, the main character of the show. And he's a human, right? He's just a guy who's thrown into this.
As far as we know.
As far as we know, so
maybe
far.
There is something to him.
And so he's kind of thrown into this life, and he doesn't really know what he's getting himself into, other than this wealthy man on a plane offers him a job after he gets out of prison.
Yep.
And that turns out to be a god of something. And it's a fairly well-known god. Yeah. He's an old god.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Yeah, I'm not going to. He's an old god. And then later on in the show, while they kind of introduce different gods or characters or mythological characters, they're like, oh, so that's... I'm getting the feeling this is someone important, right. But then sometimes you're not going to know it, so you have to go out and be like, that's the god of this, or it's a... I don't know, what's a good comparison? Like, it's this storybook character that you've heard of, so it's not quite all gods. It's like... What could I... Like, almost if the Tooth Fairy walked in.
Yeah, it's like Gulliver's Travels, Aesop's Fables, all that stuff all thrown into one.
But then there is, like, these all-powerful beings, too. Yes. So the new gods, the thing that I love about the show, the new gods are gods of modern technology.
Yeah, so they're not part of, like, the old, like, mythos gods that you would think of before. They're, like, a god of, like... I don't know.
Technology.
Like technology or, stuff
God
like
of
that.
JavaScript.
There is one. Yeah, no, there's a god of technology. There's a god of basically, like, the internet. There's the god of TV, more or less. Like, so it's the way that we are slaves to this stuff is kind of a cool spin, because it's like, no, you work for this. I'm holding my phone for people listening.
I was like, nobody can see you holding your phone right now.
Yeah. You work for the technology. You're not working the technology. It works for you. So then Shadow is forced to kind of understand old world versus new world. And right kind of near the end of the season, they explain that that's the war that's going on. Yeah. They spend a long time getting there, which is a frustration of mine. Yep. And I think they spend a little bit too much time on some other characters in the show. I mean, I think Shadow's fiance. Mm-hmm. I think she's interesting, and I think she's good, but there was like 4 episodes about her.
Yeah.
And
there was a full, like, origin story episode, which took a long time.
That origin story, that's probably the weakest one.
Yeah.
And it's just not necessary.
Yeah.
Overall, I will continue to watch it, because it's just, when I turn it on, I'm just like,
it's visually amazing, right? Like, there's nothing else that looks like American Gods. And especially some of those, like, intro scenes where they focus on a god. Mm-hmm. Those are some of the best, like, visually things on TV.
As strong as those are, the only other thing I will say about it, it is still shot like a star show. Do you know what I mean by that?
No, yeah. I
like, it's like, as much time as they spend on special effects and just painting beautiful pictures on the screen, when it's two characters in a room, it's not lit great.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes the focus does funky things, and then it looks like oh, this is free with my cable package TV.
Yeah.
Like, I wish it didn't suffer from that, but it does at times. But then there'll be this, like, 15-minute explosion of color and great and stuff, and that stuff looks fantastic. So it's this weird, like...
They spent their money in one place and spent it in another.
Yeah, and then it's like 3 dudes with a boom mic in the other room after coming off of this, like, special effects extravaganza. That show is weird, but it's good.
Okay, cool.
I'm glad I watched it. Do you know when it's coming back?
I have no idea.
It is coming back,
I
right?
would assume so. I think it did really well.
I think a lot of people were talking about it, so I'll assume that. So that's the TV challenge.
There we go. We did it.
We will continue to watch those shows.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Success.
Right. Success has occurred. All right. Let's kind of get into what we've been doing lately, and I don't know if we want to get right into where Caleb's been the last week.
Well, why don't you talk? Why don't you talk about what you haven't gotten a chance to talk yet? So
what have you
been doing?
I'm nothing important.
Did you play?
What have
anything?
I played in the last 2 months?
Did you watch anything?
Last couple months. Let's see. I'll go through what I played at least first. Played Injustice 2.
Okay.
That was fine.
Yeah, I agree. It's fine.
It was fine.
It's fine.
It was fine.
It's fine.
We're in agreement. It's a fine video game.
It's a fine video game. It
has fun special moves.
Yeah. I did the special moves. I was done with it, and I'm good.
I like how in the when you're fighting outside the movie theater, if you hit him up against the marquee, it says finish him. I don't know if you noticed that.
I never noticed that.
It's like
no.
When you start, there's 2 movies. It's like, I don't know, something that has FI, and then if you hit it once, then some of the letters fall off, and if you hit it twice, all the letters fall off, and it says.
You're talking about a grapple that throws them against it.
The RB or R1.
That reminds me, actually, did you guys have trouble with the? I was having trouble understanding what stages had. Like stage transitions.
I never got that to work.
I never really did. I had to look them up.
Yeah, I eventually looked them up because I wanted to see some of them, and they're really cool. But like, I would have never done them organically.
No, and if there wasn't an achievement for doing them, I probably wouldn't have done them either.
Really?
There was an achievement for doing all of them.
Yeah, they look really nice, but it's a shame that they're kind of buried and they're hard to do.
Yeah, they are hard to they're not obvious by any means what they were. Like the Batcave one was really cool. Like the stuff where you kind of went through like 3 different areas of the Batcave. So it was, but there was a lot of different weird stuff you could do there. I played that. I played Rhyme on the suggestion of Caleb.
I really liked Rhyme, but apparently you did not.
I had more. Rhyme would have been fine, except the controls were just irritated the shit out of me, and I don't know why, but I just felt like all the time I was just running into things and I was trying to jump on things and I couldn't jump. Or
what is Rhyme?
Rhyme is, I would say, a cross between The Last Guardian and The Witness is my description of that.
Yeah, actually, you never played Ico, did you?
No,
it's a lot like Ico. If you've ever played that,
So very puzzly, very. The main character doesn't say anything. You're pretty much just dropped on this island. You kind of wash up on shore, and you just kind of figure out where to go. There's this random fox thing that kind of.
What does the fox say?
And he just actually he kind of like barked, like
Nothing?
No, well, I was gonna say like they had a fox in there, and he actually made these weird barking sounds. He didn't just say hockey hockey ha ho. Oh, my kids love that song. Yeah, I don't blame them. Yeah,
welcome to 2012.
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah, I got
straight dad jokes from here.
Sorry.
Maybe not that old. But.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably 14, though. I mean, at least I don't think it was that long ago. But yeah, so you kind of followed this little fox thing around, and that really kind of guided you to each area. But it was mostly just little puzzles and stuff.
A lot of platforming.
A lot of platforming, and I felt like it was just too janky for me. And I was like, I'm too frustrated with this to keep going.
It's okay.
So I played, I'd say 90 minutes of it or so, and it's
That's
4
fair.
hours?
5, I don't remember. 5, 6, something like that, I think.
Okay. What platform? PS4?
everything,
Xbox.
I think.
It's on,
it's on everything.
I played it on Xbox.
Okay.
But yeah, that was what I played.
I think that was one of the games where they canceled the Switch version. But I think initially they planned on it. Might still be coming. I don't know.
Okay.
Guess we should be careful when saying everything because we do have the Switch now.
Yeah.
That has changed that a little bit. I mean, everything that serious games come out on.
Whoa. Hang on, because I'm going to talk about a game.
Oh,
I know. Yeah, there's gonna be a game I have a feeling you're gonna talk about. And I'm just gonna black out for a little bit. But what else have I played? Jason, you and I and another buddy checked out the Tekken 7 weird online thing.
We spent some time in there. Yeah, it was okay.
We just all three played, but yet it was like
Winner
a round
stayed
robin
on.
thing,
Oh,
and you can
cool.
winner stayed on, but yeah, you could watch everybody else play. So
I feel like we've done that in like just passing the controller back
Right,
and forth.
but
So
we could-
for it to be automatic.
but we played it with a friend in Houston.
Yeah.
So, and it worked out pretty well.
And if he would left for like a little bit, so you have 30 seconds to go, and then it actually auto dropped him, and Logan and I kept playing.
But then when he came back, he was able to get
He was
right
able
back
to
in.
just punch right in. So if your controller doesn't react within time, it'll just bounce back to the next two
that's
people,
cool.
which is neat because like we didn't have to leave the lobby. We
Yeah.
weren't sitting there waiting. Like it was
I went and put my kids to bed.
automatic.
He went and pooped.
But he didn't. Yeah, it didn't have to. Like no one actually had to leave the instance we were in, which was really nice.
Yeah, so it was just kind of one of those things we've done it one time, but at the same time it was fun doing it that way, and then we could always go back.
We
and
talked
do it.
about Tekken 7 at the end of our last podcast, I think, right?
I think
so.
It
Yeah.
had just come out.
Yeah, it was something that we did that was a little bit different that I thought was kind of
just making sure
it was
we talked about
it was
it.
a cool little gameplay thing that I felt like was.
Did you finish the story? Because you hadn't finished it. When we
I
talked.
finished it. Yeah, I finished it. I sadly done almost every trophy in that game
awesome.
except for a couple of stuff with the Akuma thing. Like you have to beat Akuma within treasure mode like 3 times, and he's ungodly hard to beat in treasure mode.
What is treasure mode?
It's basically you just go through and you fight for either money or clothing items.
Gear.
Yeah, gear. So yeah, that's basically.
You played
all
through
it
the
is.
story, right?
No, I played like 20 minutes of it and didn't like
Didn't
it.
like it?
I didn't like the way it felt.
The way that I guess there's quite a bit of accessories and stuff and outfits you can put your characters
and they're all
in.
dumb as can be.
Yeah, and
like you can put like a fish on your
entertaining.
back, and like then you can throw the fish at somebody at
Nice.
some point too. Like
It's dumb.
real dumb stuff.
There's a lot of there's even a Bullet Club T-shirt in there. Like
Yeah.
it's weird. Yeah, it's full of like New Japan references. I think.
Yeah, they must really be into New Japan Pro Wrestling over there. But,
Makes sense. The Namco, right?
Yeah. What else have I played? I feel like I played something else and I'm forgetting it. I attempted to play. What was that game that I attempted to play? Uncharted Lost Legacy last week, and GameFly sent me a broken game. It had a chip in the side of it.
I've never seen
I
that.
haven't seen that.
Oh,
So-
it actually had a physical chip.
A small little chip in the side of it. Like I put it in, and I didn't think. I mean, I just put it in, started it, then like it installed, it downloaded the update,
Interesting.
and fired it up, and it was like, "That this can't play." And I was like, "What?"
When the hell is that ever
Ejected
happened with
it,
a
like-
Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Yeah, looked at the back of it, and I was like, "Okay," wiped off the back of it, put it back in. No. Powered it down, turned it, tried to do all this different stuff to put in another game. Made
There's
sure
always that terrible fear of
Feeling
like, oh
like
my god, my PS4 Pro
is
isn't working.
broken. Yeah. And then I kind of just like, as I looked at it a little bit more, I was like, there's a tiny little chip in the edge of the disc, and I wonder if that's what it was. So it's the only thing I could think of that it was, so I just sent it back.
Did you let them know?
Yeah, there's a little thing you can let them know that it did that. I was just going to look at my
Pictures?
like
Did you take a picture?
I was going to look at my like past gaming history over here for the last month because I feel like I played something else and I'm just blanking on what it was.
I played through that Uncharted Lost Legacy, and I think it's really good. I think it's actually better than 4.
Wow.
Just because it's paced so much better.
Concentrated.
That was my problem with 4. It was just like it was too long. There were parts of that game that just drug out way
It is
too
long.
much.
It's what, 8 hours?
Yeah, Lost Legacy is about 7-8 hours, something like that.
7 or 8 hours.
And
Pretty
it's
good.
like
Pretty good length.
they get right into the reason why you're going after the treasure, and then you go do the treasure, and then like it concludes. There's not like, another half of the story because you got backstabbed or whatever stupid reason that
Good.
Uncharted games usually have.
I'm looking forward to that. You and I checked it out. We haven't put the video up yet, but yeah, we got it. It'll probably go up later this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to play it. Just can't play it. Otherwise, I have been playing the absolute shit out of Persona 5. I'm still not getting anywhere.
You've been playing it a lot. That's awesome.
I am on October 30th.
You're getting close.
I'm getting real close.
That's awesome. You're there, dude.
I have all of my people now. So I feel like, basically they're just kind of really the wind down here of the last section. Is this my last palace, or I think I have one more thing maybe after this palace?
I don't want to say.
It feels like there's... Okay, it feels like this is going to be like there's this last palace, and then there's going to be one more thing afterwards to do.
It would be very hard for me to put in terms that you understand how much of that game you have left. So I'm just not going to say anything.
Because it ends in December, right?
I don't even want to say that. I don't want to say. Okay. I don't want to say.
All right, that's.
I will say that you are
very close.
You're getting close to some things concluding and some things wrapping.
Because some of my automatic confidants are up to like 8 or 9. Yeah. So I assume I'm 80-90% through at this point.
You're pretty close.
I'm at 64 hours. By the way,
all right.
So just I don't know. I mean, you finished in what?
I don't remember 70 some. I was pretty quick compared to a lot of other people.
Okay, and I think I've got like an hour or so of just sit there time. Okay. Probably between like.
That's pretty good, actually. That you're you think you're that close to like just an hour of idle time. Because some people, it's like, I was idle for 50. Yeah.
Like, I would say like an hour or two, maybe, of idle time sitting in there. I mean, I'm still having a really good time with it, and I just feel like I just want to plow through and just finish this thing up. Like, I was kind of almost, like, when I got Uncharted in the mail, I was like, I don't know, do I really want to pop this in right now, or do I want to?
That was kind of my one fear with having you guys play. That is, I didn't want you guys to feel like you had to finish it just because I loved it so much. So I'm glad that you say I'm enjoying it to the point where I want to keep.
I really like this game. Like I have a feeling depending on how it ends, it's going to, and I haven't said this recently, it's going to end up in at least top 25 of my games of all time.
Wow. Okay.
Like, that's how much I really like this game.
Nice.
And it's a game that I've never even really liked. I mean, a style of a game I've never... That kind of length of a game. I mean, I've played an RPG and everything before, but nothing like this. Because it's like an RPG graphic novel style game even. Yeah. That's not been anything for me before. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the hell out of this game. And so...
I like it a lot, too.
I don't know where you're at, but...
I think I'm in the early part of September.
Early part of September.
Okay. That's further than I thought.
Does the name Okumura mean anything to you?
No.
Okay.
I feel like I'm like December 3rd or September 3rd or 4th, like really early on.
You're coming up on the next
palace. I finished Futaba's Palace is the last thing I did, and then I've spent a lot of time. I think I've maybe had like 10 or 11 days of just grinding, whatever.
Yeah, there's sometimes
and stuff like that.
I'm doing that right now. I mean, I've done that. Yeah, I feel like I just got through with all that. And there was a lot of days. Like, almost the entire month of October was just grinding out stuff. Like, there wasn't... I feel like I haven't been in a palace in a very long time.
See, those were my favorite stretches of the game when, like, you're not... You don't
and
have
that's
a palace
fine. I'm actually at a weird... I feel like I'm at a glitch right now with mementos.
Okay.
Because I've got 3 people that it says ID'd. Like,
okay.
And when I go into mementos, they're like, oh, we need to hold a meeting and talk about everybody. And then when I say hold a meeting and talk about it, they say, oh, we don't have anything to talk about. But I can't go into mementos right now.
I don't know what that is.
That doesn't sound right.
Like, it's saying that, like, because, there's 3 of them I have ID'd, and then 3 of them that I don't. So I don't know why the 3 of them that I have ID'd, it's saying that I can't go into mementos. So I have 3 people right now. One's even based is one for a confidant. Like, I need to go do this thing for this confidant to even get started. and I can't do it.
And
there has to be something there.
I don't know if it's a glitch or what, but
sometime.
Yeah, because I'm completely confused on why I can't go into Mementos with that. I tried looking it up and Googling it, and I can't figure it out.
I think that we were just talking about the days real quick. I just want to get this out. I like that game a lot. I worry about I know that I like particular characters more than I like other characters. Yes. And I want to do certain things and I want to go a certain way, but sometimes I feel like I don't quite understand how to make that happen. I still don't know what decisions to make. I still don't know where to spend my time.
You can spend your time wherever you want.
But I have outcomes that I want, and I am panic stricken.
Do you want to sleep with your teacher?
Of course, I want to sleep with my teacher
because it's amazing. You have to go sleep with your teacher
because it's amazing. I think I'm more. I think I've got that figured out.
Okay,
but it's just understanding how to make the most out of my day. Yeah. And making sure that I unlock the most I can benefits as far as confidants go and contacts and my social links. I do sometimes stagnate there. Like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? It's a Tuesday afternoon. I should just do whatever I want to do. But instead, I'm like,
how do you min-max
I'm not going to play this again. I need to make sure I get this right. I'm not going to play this again. I need to make sure I get this right.
Who are you concerned?
That just kind of freaks me out a
little bit.
Who
are you concerned that you want to get confident rates up?
I don't want to be too general, but is it Tai? Takemi?
The doctor?
Yeah. Her, I not too long ago unlocked the airsoft guy, and I'm not sure how much time to spend with him.
Tai is maybe...
The politician seems a little bit weird. That helps me, I guess, with negotiations with demons.
So Tai is a weird case because her social link is actually really interesting, but the benefits that you get from her, well, I guess you do get some. There are some good things about that. But
you get some pretty powerful potions.
Don't worry about the airsoft guy. The stuff you get from that is not worth dealing with.
And see, that's what I'm saying is I don't know any of that. It's all. I feel like
I found a wiki and just went through and was like,
maybe that's the way to do it.
I went through and I was like, what are these people going to give me out of it? And then it was like, all right, well, that's what I want to do. And then I looked at my personas that I like to use, and I was like, okay, well, I'm getting pretty close to the end here. I'm probably not going to get a whole bunch more personas. What ones do I want to rank up?
Okay.
So that was kind of how I decided I wanted to do that. Do you have the girl to play Shoji?
Yeah, I just met her. That
one's really useful.
She's really useful. She gives you battle tactics and stuff.
Interesting.
And then there's also a little boy. I don't think
that one doesn't unlock for a while.
Yeah, get him up and going too. When you
get
him
at the arcade, that one's really useful.
He's really useful too.
So that's what I'm saying is the airsoft guy, not so useful, but these two characters are
kind of sucks too. So just ignore him.
Well, and then who's your crew?
Right now it's Ryuji,
Makoto probably.
Ryuji, Makoto. And it's definitely not. What's the artist's name? It's definitely
Yusuke.
Not Yusuke.
Yeah, Yusuke.
And it's not Morgana.
Useless
guy. And it's not. Maybe it is. And no, it's Morgana.
Yeah,
I think it's Morgana.
Yeah,
not on.
I do on Ryuji and Makoto.
Yeah,
those are my three.
I don't want to. We've talked a lot about Persona,
even with the one you just
got.
Even
with Haru?
No, not Haru.
Oh well,
let's not talk about this.
I'm just exploring with them.
Okay.
I literally just got into the palace. We have not had a fight yet.
Okay.
So I won't. Yeah, I know what you mean. The man in white.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I have not experienced that particular persona yet. So as soon as I do, I will determine if that will change my
it will
my crew. Okay. As for TV, boy, I don't think I've really watched much of anything other than finished up Glow.
Show's great.
Show's good, real good. What else have I been watching? Not really a whole lot of anything. I mean, fall season's starting up here soon. Yeah. So I DVR'd the Orville. I have very, very, very low expectations for this. That seems right. And when I did it, it was like, "Do you want to set up a series?" And I said, "No,
just one.
I think one's going to be fine."
Tonight, right?
Yeah, it started tonight. So a lot of shows aren't starting until after the Emmys are next week. So
the Emmys are next week. That's fun.
Because that's the Emmys kick off the fall season for the most part.
That's on NBC.
They're on CBS this year. They change networks every year.
Oh, I didn't know.
I just saw the commercial today that Colbert is hosting. So, but other than that, I saw a bunch of stuff like The Gifted. I'm gonna want to watch that.
I'm excited about that too.
That starts October 2nd.
Is that's the superhero thing, right?
It's an X-Men thing. Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm not. No.
Not for you. Actually, another show that I like a whole lot just came back this week. We DVR'd. I haven't watched it yet. Is You're the Worst.
I don't like that show.
I know you guys don't like that show.
You never watched it. I've tried like 3 times to get into it, and I just can't do it.
It's too uncomfortable.
There's just I have to have
likable characters.
Either likable characters or characters that you can see some glimmer of hope for.
These people are the worst human beings on earth, and that's what I love about it. Is they're terrible people.
I know, some people have called me a hypocrite for that because I love It's Always Sunny. But there's something about the characters in It's Always Sunny where you kind of always hope that they're going to make the turn, and I don't know why, because
I've never gotten into Always Sunny. I've tried to watch it a few times before, and I just am like, Danny DeVito yells a lot, and he's usually not wearing a lot of clothes.
Right, yeah.
But other than that, I've just kind of been like, that show's just okay. I usually fall asleep to it if I ever turn it on.
Gotcha.
Other than that, and American Dad's been great this season.
I've only seen a couple of them.
It continues to be it's surprisingly funny. Every episode, it's like, oh man, the episode where Roger and Klaus start dating.
Oh my god! I don't know. As soon as I watched it, I was like, it was late, and I was like, I just want to talk to Jason about this right now. And
it's freaking hilarious. The whole episode, they're sneaking around the house, like banging each other. And they don't want anybody to know. And it's so good.
You need to watch that one.
It sounds so dumb, but it's so good. They oh man.
The most recent with the talent show.
I haven't seen the most recent. I think the last one I saw was that.
Steve wants to get into a talent show. Okay. And they keep somebody hijacked him and everything else and made his voice all messed up because of course Steve sings. So Roger was going to help him out and he was going to be a ventriloquist dummy for him.
Okay.
Well, that's one of his personas that was retired. And you'll find out why. I won't spoil it for you. But yes, that kind of like Ricky Spanish. Yeah. It's kind of one of those this is one I haven't used in a while. I wonder why I quit using that. You'll find out.
And you find out?
Yeah, you find out why.
God, Steve and Roger, they both continue to make me laugh. The stuff, oh man, that show makes me laugh out loud regularly.
And then really the subplot of that one too is also really good because Francine has allergies.
Okay.
And Stan and oh my gosh, I always blank on the daughter's name. Haley. I always wanted. I don't know why I always blank on her name. Decide that she needs some locally grown honey, and things get a little out of control.
Because of locally grown
honey. And I'm gonna say since you guys haven't seen it, I'll let you guys watch it.
I'm excited to keep going. I'm glad that that's found this place and didn't just disappear after Fox.
I was always concerned that it was just going to die on TBS, but I think it's doing just fine. It's if anything, it's doing some of its best work.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my life. I will be, and since I sent back in Uncharted, they were supposed to just send me Uncharted, but they just sent me the next game on my list, which is Agents of Mayhem. So
that game's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll see how much time I spend with it. I mean,
I ended up sending it back after about 5 or 6 hours.
We'll see how. I don't know how long it takes to beat that game, but
it's surprisingly long.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna look it up. Jason, you played that. How long?
I haven't played it since we played it.
Okay, so
I haven't played a lot of stuff.
It stuck with you that well, huh?
No, I haven't played anything, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Well, what have you been doing then?
Not playing a lot of video games.
Oh, okay.
But watching a lot of TV?
I have been watching. I've been watching some TV.
Agents of Mayhem, by the way, is in 19 hours for the main story, 29 hours for a little bit of extra, and 46 hours for completionist.
So let me see if let me see real quick what I've been playing. If there's anything worth mentioning. No, I played a lot of Hotline Miami 2 on vacation because it was easy. So I just played through that again on vacation. I still like that game a lot.
Fair.
I didn't want to think too much. I did grab Sonic Mania. I like that a lot. Yeah, I've been able to. That's something that's been easy to pick up and put down. So that's part of the reason why I'm
watching you guys play that makes me want to play it a lot.
It's fun. I want to like that game so much, but just my biggest problem is you get to a boss, and the bosses are all kind of trial and error. Like you have to figure out how to do this boss, so you're gonna die at least a few times. And they give you 3 lives, so then
not a lot of room for error.
So you die.
Get 100 rings and get an extra life.
Yeah, that'll help.
But even so, like then you only have 4 lives, and some of the bosses you're still gonna die a bunch of times. And then when you die a bunch of times and you get a game over, and you have to start at the beginning, sometimes not even at the beginning of that zone, but the beginning of the one before that, and it's just like. You're just wasting like chunks of 20 minutes of my life trying to get back to that boss again.
And I think that is a creature comfort of modern games, but that's true to the formula of Sonic. So I think that's why
it is. But like I don't know, games have evolved. Like put some modern. If modern things have improved gaming, then put that as an option for people that like me that want to blast through that game. Put it as an option for the Sonic purists out there so that they can play it like old school Sonic.
I think that's fair. I wonder if that's just a hard line they drew in the sand because of all the modern amenities that they've thrown on Sonic games over the years that haven't been well received. Yeah. I don't know. That's my theory on that, is that they're like, well, so we have this line we won't cross, and that's one of those
I'm on the very last zone, and I don't know if I'm ever going to do it because... I don't know how to beat the final boss, and those last 2 levels take probably a good 7-8 minutes to get through. So it's like 15 minutes of doing that just so you can experiment on that final boss. Yeah, and it's just kind of like I don't know if I want.
That's reminiscent. I mean, that's what it was like when those games were out.
Yeah,
like you ran through it and you got to where you were frustrated, and then you dropped it and you picked it up later that day.
Yeah.
That's just the way it's always been with like Sonic 1, 2, 3 and Sonic and Knuckles.
But when I am playing the game, I really like it. It's just like I feel like it's aggressively wasting my time.
Yeah, especially when there's other stuff to play. Yeah. I get that. I think I would be more frustrated with it if it was more money. At least wise it's a budget title.
Yeah. And you might be better at Sonic than me, so maybe you're just kind of like blasting through this stuff.
I don't know.
Well, because was Sonic before your time, or was it?
This is the first Sonic game that I've given a serious shot to. Yeah. So,
yeah, I played 1, 2, and 3 seriously. I remember when Toys R Us had it on a Master System, and like I was blown away.
That game meant a lot to a lot of. I mean, that was. I played that game probably more than anything. I mean, at least a version of Sonic.
Yeah, I played 2 the most because it came with my Genesis.
Yeah, see, I had the original Sonic 1.
Did you have a Master System?
No, I never had a Master System. I had an original Genesis. With I have my original copy of Sonic the Hedgehog has a little tag across that says "Not for resale."
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so, but yeah, it's,
with the yellow block on the side of the cartridge?
No, it didn't have a yellow block on the side. Those were only EA games.
Oh, those EA games?
Yeah, only EA games.
They were taller.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they just couldn't figure it out or what. But
yeah.
EA games always had the thing on the side. But yeah, I still remember the code of that. Up, down, left, right, hold down A and press start. And you could get to the debug screen and go to whatever.
That's the other thing I kind of wish Sonic Mania had was some cheats. Like... I'm at this last level. I would probably just turn on invincibility and go through it just so I could see the end of that game. But there's not anything really in that form.
I played Injustice 2 as well. It's fine. It's fine.
It's
I like
fine.
the Mortal Kombat's quite a bit more. And then I didn't get a chance to play last week when it came out, but I spent maybe 2 hours with the Destiny 2 beta. Like 2.5, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, before it came out. And then I have a copy of it at home, and I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I'm excited to play Destiny 2.
I played about an hour of it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like, I forgot just how, for all the stuff that first game got wrong, the one thing it got really right was the shooting.
Feels good.
It feels really good.
Seems like the story's being pretty well received, too.
Yeah, it's so even in that first hour, there's more there that I'm interested in than all of Destiny 1.
Did you buy it on PS4?
Yeah. I have a Gamefight from PS4.
Yeah, I have it on PS4, too.
So that's to say, I'll maybe try to go rent it this week or something. And
maybe we
can
do a
at least,
strike or something.
Maybe at least just do something for a little bit. Yeah, like just
Sounds good
between
to
the
me.
three of us at least, I'll try to do something on it. Because it's still that weird, like, a max 3-player thing.
Yeah, for the strikes.
Yeah, such so weird.
And I haven't gotten to the point yet where I can do that. So you might have to play a little bit before we can.
Yeah, which I think we can still do the story stuff together, though.
I don't know. I haven't seen an option for that, but maybe.
Maybe it's after the first main mission or something. I'm pretty positive on that. I don't think I'll do anything past the story just because of where I'm at in games and how much time I have to play games. So I'll probably burn through the story of that and put it down. But I understand for people that, like, this is the thing they're going to play this year. Like, have that. I think it's so far so good. It seems like they've at least listened and they understand where they went wrong the first time around. And this is probably what it should have shipped like originally. But bygones be bygones. Enough people like the first one that here we are.
Right.
So they must have done something right. And
what, 3 years? Is that what it
I think
was?
it's
3 years?
3 sounds right.
3 sounds right.
3 sounds right. Let's see what else before I dive into TV. I unlocked some Rocket League trophies, but that wasn't me. Yeah, that's really
Who was playing Rocket League?
It. We had a tournament at work, and I had to load my profile on there. So some whiz kids got me like 14 trophies.
Nice.
In Rocket League. So thanks, whiz kids. Other than that, Persona 5 is the only other thing I've been playing.
I think I'm still 1 trophy away from maxing that, or 1 achievement away from maxing that Rocket League.
It doesn't surprise me that they're pretty easy to get. If I remember right.
So I have been watching a good amount of TV lately because I've been more tired than anything else. Preacher. I've been watching this season of Preacher. It's very good.
That's like one of the next things on my list.
It's funny. It's dark. I can't talk about it without spoiling anything. This group of misfits is looking for God, and it's really funny. I've finished Game of Thrones. The current
That's
season
the one
of Game
thing
of
I
Thrones.
wanted to talk about as far as TV goes. I think this is the best season of Game of Thrones so far.
Oh, really?
Things finally happened.
Yeah.
Things are finally happening.
At least wise things are happening.
My enjoyment of Game of Thrones is equally proportionate to the amount of time, or I guess I should say disproportionate, to the amount of time where 2 people are in a room talking to each other.
Yeah, sure. I get that.
The less of that happens, the more I like the show. And this season didn't have a ton of that. So
yeah, it's nice to see these groups converge and people share screen time. And there's the final episode where every main character from across Westeros is there. Yeah. They're all in the same place. And you're just like, holy shit. I never thought I would see
this person and this person.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see Tyrion in the same space as his sister ever again. Yeah. You know? Or I didn't know if I would see Dany in the same place as any Lannister that was other than Tyrion. So my favorite part of the season is when the Hound walks up to the mountain.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They don't wait. It's so great. That scene is great. Everyone's waiting around. And this like the lowest ranked dude, the muscle, like the one that has nothing to offer anyone, like before the meeting even starts, he won't let anybody start. He walks across the thing. He gets a good amount of screen time walking across. It's like everyone's just kind of sitting around. He walks up to the mountain. He's like, still alive, huh? Or sort of.
Sort of.
You know who's coming for you. You've always known. and then he walks away. Ah, yes, it's so good. Like, it's so good. He just like basically pees on him right there in front of everybody and walks. Oh, it's so great. It's so great. So yeah, I will say that they have been they're forced into the ridiculous now after that show has been so grounded for so long. Like, the first 2 seasons, like, there's not a dragon at all.
It was always coming.
Yeah.
Right? It was always coming.
I understand. It's just weird to see it, like, happen. Like, all right, that's a zombie. That's a zombie dragon. That's fire, ice, melting the wall. What? But it was cool to see, like, the wall fall and to see.
I mean, we're spoiling now, so.
I mean, it's fine. Yeah, I don't think you're ever gonna watch it.
No.
If someone who hasn't watched that show,
if you're into that show, you're watching.
You're pretty close to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that show is pretty good, and I still like it a lot. What else? I'm watching the Defiant Ones. You guys?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
It is a 4-part documentary on HBO about Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine, two legendary producers, and their unlikely friendship. They're both they don't quite explain it, and I don't quite know, but they're both Beats people. But Jimmy, I think his first record, he's a Caucasian guy, and I think he's in his late 60s. I can't remember. His first record was Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run.
Oh, okay.
And then the contrast of Dre and his first record being the first NWA record. Mm. And so they tell their stories like concurrently with a bunch of talking head interviews and a bunch of artists that they recorded with. And so it's like this person that Dre helped polish and then produce a record for, and then this person that's like older is basically saying the same thing about Jimmy. And like also discussing, they were great at this one thing, producing people's records, but they had character flaws, and these are some of their worst moments. So they're making these incredible works of art, and meanwhile, like, their shit wasn't totally together. And so, like, it's a really interesting, like, Jimmy signed Trent Reznor before in 1992, so that's 2 years before not Pretty Hate Machine, The Downward Spiral, which is still like Rolling Stone's best record ever. So they talk about how he found him and like his relationship to his old label, and then Dre's discovery of Eminem. And like, it's just these two, like, as the show goes on, like, the amount of important people and the amount of important records these two dudes have touched is crazy. And then to the point where they get to become friends is where I'm at. Okay. And so they don't have anything in common. And that's like right where it's at. Like, he doesn't know anything about hip hop and he doesn't know anything about classic rock, but they are like-minded in a way. They have this connection. They use the same tools. And so somehow that merges into them creating beats, but I haven't gotten there yet. And so it's only 4 parts, but it is good stuff. Okay. Yeah. So that's been my favorite new thing, I guess, that I've been watching. Yeah, only 4 episodes. I really like Anthony Bourdain's show. So I've caught up on that, Parts Unknown, on CNN. I like that show a lot. So I've been kind of catching up on that, like What We Eat Dinner and stuff. But that might be really it as far as TV goes.
Can I hit on a couple movies I watched recently on the plane?
Sure. I was going to hit a couple of movies.
Sure. So okay. Because I don't know if any of them were actually good. So I'll go in order of which I watched them. Okay. And maybe you'll understand why I'm giving them, I guess, one a pass. I started with the Lego Batman movie.
The movie's okay.
Yeah,
it's funny. The first half is funny, and the second half's kind of...
Yeah, I could have used I don't know, it was just... I mean, it is a kid's movie, I guess at the same time, too, but it was just kind of meh. Like, my daughter was watching it, too, and she's 6, and she was like, this is just okay. Like there was too many adult references to Batman stuff, but yet not enough for it to really continuously be like funny.
Is that Will Arnett? Is he?
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't have any use for Will Arnett.
Wow. Okay.
I really don't.
I love Will Arnett.
I never thought he was funny, and I mean, I guess I don't watch the Arrested Development, so
it's phenomenal.
So I don't know if he's any good in that or not, but everything else I've seen him in, I just don't care. The next movie I watched was Power Rangers.
That movie is awful.
That movie is fucking terrible.
Thank you, because everyone else I talked to was like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. That movie's great," and it's not. It's a bad movie.
Like I was trying to like it. I really tried to. I mean, I was like, I'm the person who thought Batman versus Superman was okay.
Okay, you're wrong there.
I know I was wrong there. You can tell me I was wrong, but Power Rangers was fucking terrible.
Okay. I'm glad that there's at least one other person that thinks that way.
That movie was really bad.
What happened to Vanderbeek's version of that?
That should have been what happened.
We've seen that.
Yes. It took me a minute to remember what you're talking about.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That whole thing was like...
They
reminds me of the Mortal Kombat Legacy thing.
They spent over an hour and 15 minutes just trying to figure out if they were going to end up being Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And
it was a really long time.
Really?
And it was like, they're trying to figure out how to morph. And like, so...
Yep.
Keywords. How do we become mighty? 35 minutes.
Right
now morphin.
Now morphin.
I feel very
powerful. It was. That's literally what it was. They became mighty. And then now how do we get to the morphin part?
Oh, no.
And then they kind of just like went around and fought things for like 10 minutes. And it was like, oh, now we're going to get out our Megazord things. And that part was so terribly done and they didn't explain anything. And it was just kind of like, oh, like, what is it doing? It's making this big robot looking thing. What am I supposed to do? You're supposed to move the legs. Okay. And then poof, it's over.
And the way they shot that scene too, like, they must have ran out of budget because every scene with the Megazord is like the camera is way pushed in on it, so you can't even see what it's doing.
Yeah, and it's
just like,
and the Megazord itself, you couldn't even tell like what parts of the things that they were, the dinosaur things that they were in, went into the Megazord. It was just like, oh, it's not like this kind of black gunmetal shiny thing.
Oh,
yeah, it was really.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right, it was like no.
Not to mention, all of the characters are just awful people. They were just all terrible people.
Yeah,
I wanted them to lose,
which was kind of the part I liked about it actually, because I like terrible people. But they made them all flawed characters instead of them being like, oh, hey, we're just regular high school students and everything else. Like they
didn't make them flawed characters. They made them like terrible people, and I think there's a difference. They were all flaw.
Yeah.
There was nothing redeeming about them at all.
The one guy was actually okay, because he was the one with the sick mom.
Oh, okay.
There was nothing wrong with that guy. He didn't do anything wrong.
I guess that's true.
But, yeah. The other one, like, I never understood the deal with the girl. Like, she basically, like, had a dick pic of somebody and sent it out is what I'm trying to figure out.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Power Rangers. They were talking about dick pics and sending them out. Like, yeah, weird stuff. And then the other movie I watched that, you know what? I enjoyed it. It was great. Baywatch.
It's okay.
It was when you're sitting on a plane and you have 10 movies to choose from. Baywatch was pretty great at the time.
Okay. I get it.
I wouldn't tell people to go seek it out, but if you're really
kind of surprised that was on a plane, because there are at least 2 like flat out penis shots.
There are a couple of flat out dick shots, and I was sitting there going, I'm really glad I can't see the person's screen beside me, and they can't see the person like diagonally from me screen. So yeah, that worked out pretty well.
So if I were to tell you that there was a Baywatch movie and there were 2 different penises on screen.
Wait, are they on the same time?
No.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me they shared screen time.
2 different scenes featuring a full penis on the screen and no boobs on the screen at any time.
Yeah.
I know.
And one of the penises was Oscar from The Office.
I don't know who that is.
The Latin guy.
Oh, okay.
Who never really was on very much. Like, yeah.
But yeah, I didn't particularly enjoy it. I didn't think it was bad.
It was perfectly suitable on the plane.
It's a fine plane.
And that's why I said, the last 2 movies I mentioned, it was like, oh, this movie was pretty good. Like,
saw this movie on a plane.
Yeah.
I saw half of La La Land on a plane, and I never got to finish it.
That's not a very good plane movie.
Well, I thought like we were going to be in the air for longer, and then we weren't, and I was like, no!
That's why I went with the movies I did. I was like,
so you can...
It was like, I can really, like, I got kids sitting with me, like, I can half pay attention to it and everything else. And
right.
So, yeah, that was fine.
The movie I wanted to mention real quick is, it's called Wind River. It just came out
Wind
recently.
River.
Did you guys watch...
Is that an art house flick?
No. Did you guys watch Hell or High Water last year?
Oh, yeah. My favorite movie last year.
Okay, I'm glad that you watched it. This is the same people that did that movie.
Oh, man.
This is a movie with Jeremy Renner.
Oh, jeez. You just...
I know. I'll set it up for Logan.
Okay.
This is... Jeremy Renner plays a fishing game... I don't know what you call it, marshal or whatever. I believe it's Wyoming. One of those states up there.
Okay. One of those weird mountainous states.
And a large portion of the territory that he covers is Indian ground.
Okay.
And he's tracking a group of mountain lions because they keep attacking local cattle and stuff. So he's tracking them through this area, and he finds the body of a dead Native American girl. And so then they bring in an FBI agent, and the closest FBI agent was from Las Vegas. So this is in northern Wyoming in the middle of winter, so it's super cold, and this girl's from Las Vegas. There's an interesting contrast there. And it's basically those two trying to solve this mystery. I don't want to say anything further because that's all you really need to know.
Wind River.
Yeah, Wind River. It's probably my favorite movie that I've seen so far this year. It's really, really, really good. Highly recommend it.
As I'm just looking, just IMDbing to see who the girl and everybody else was in it.
I didn't really recognize anybody else in the movie besides Jeremy Renner.
Elizabeth Olsen's in it.
I don't know who that is.
Mary-Kate and Ashley's sister.
Oh, really?
Is she the... I think she's
the main one?
Yeah, I think she's the female lead.
She's the female lead, yeah. She's also in all the Avengers movies.
Oh, okay.
Well, not all of them, but...
so is Jeremy Renner, right?
Yes!
He's Hawkeye.
Oddly enough, I'm just thinking, Iron Man...
Caleb, I really want to see this.
Yeah, you should definitely see that one. Especially if you like Hell or High Water, because it has some similarities.
God, Hell or High Water's so good.
That movie's great.
Just random shows, since we were talking about shows. We've been recording and we're waiting to watch them all kind of in succession. That's what my wife wants to do. Sinner on USA.
I hear good things about that.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
So we haven't watched it yet either. We're gonna she wants to binge it all, and she doesn't want to start watching it.
What's the premise of that again?
So let me read it, I guess, a little, so I kind of reading it a little bit better. It's called The Sinner, by the way. It is. Follows the story of a young woman who commits horrific acts of violence and rage, and to her surprise has no idea why. And the investigator who becomes obsessed with the case and is determined to dig into her past and figure out why this is happening.
Okay, I know.
And it's Jessica Biel and Bill Pullman.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But yeah, the trailer and stuff for it was basically they were at this beach and she just started randomly attacking someone for no reason. She just sat there and just snapped, and she couldn't figure out why, and it's driving her crazy. She doesn't know why.
Yeah,
she was a normal family person before that.
Okay, yeah.
So I will be back and let you know how that one goes.
I watched all 5 episodes of Hard Knocks.
Not a bad choice.
There's only 8 episodes of The Sinner.
The thing that I did on the plane instead of watching mediocre movies is I played Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle on my Switch.
Oh yeah,
which is the perfect way to kill a flight. Let me tell you,
wow,
those flights just flew by.
Really?
That was a poor choice of words.
Cricket,
pun intended.
Yeah. Where's the cricket? No. Oh, it's good. It's good.
It's good. Good. All right. Cricket gives it a thumbs up.
Yeah, that game is a lot of fun, and it's kind of at certain points it's hard. It's not hard to finish the level. It's hard to do it in the amount of turns they want you to do, and with every character alive. So I was just on the plane, nope, restart the spell.
Wait, so the characters can die?
In the battle. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if they should be
death.
KO'd or okay. Yeah. So I was like they're really just gonna kill off
Mario gets decapitated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's really great for killing a flight.
This is like XCOM style,
Yeah,
turn-based.
I don't have a lot to say about it because like there's not a lot of story or anything like that.
I guess, but
it's just fun.
But you like it.
It's fun. And
Yeah.
Does it look nice?
Yeah, it looks pretty nice.
I've heard the music is really good.
Yeah, that's the one part I'm kind of disappointed about because I had headphones on a plane, which is not the proper way to experience audio.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe I'll try it a little bit. I'm actually kind of like trying not to play it at home because we have another trip coming up for work in a little bit. So I'm like, take this on a trip.
Yeah, if I guess with anything Switch wise, you might as well just hold on to it and save it for that.
But yeah, so on the plane, I went to Seattle, Washington, and went
Tell us about
to
that.
Penny Arcade Expo, which
the
was
PAX.
Yeah,
Which no longer has a subtitle, right? It's just
West.
It's PAX West. Yeah, it used to be PAX Prime, right? Okay. And now it was PAX, then PAX Prime, now it's PAX West.
Tell us about that, Caleb.
So I have, let's see, 4 categories.
Oh,
you
categories.
Guys, of the games that I saw. You guys tell me which category you want me to go through, all right?
Okay.
All right. First category, day 1 go out. Oh God, please can it just come out already?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right.
Category 2, looks really pretty, but I don't know if I will play it.
Okay.
Category 3, yes, please, I will take some more of that. Mm-hmm. And category 4, let's wait and see how this plays out.
So I think I want to hear about those, and if you want to hear about them in a different order, that's fine. But I think 4, 3, 2, and 1 are kind of where the order I want to hear those in.
I was gonna go 2, 4, 3, 1, but that's
2. That's fine.
No, I want to go because 4 is the worst ones, right?
It sounds like it.
I guess I want to hear something good and then have that in the middle. I want a compliment sandwich.
Okay, so you determine what he talks about first then.
So let's do 3, 2, 4, 1.
Okay.
3, 2, 4, 1. These are the games. We'll start off with the games that These are the games that I absolutely will pick up and play. I'm really looking forward to them.
This is I want more of that?
This is I want more of that.
Sure. Not the I'm dying for this to come out tomorrow, but I think this sounds like a decent game.
These are basically exactly what you think they would be, and that's fun to play.
Okay.
Middle-earth Shadow of War. That demo was a little bit weird because they plopped you down and they were like, okay, you can either do this mission or go out in the world or do this and it was just like really overwhelming, all the options. I saw a story mission, so I went to the story mission.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was basically one of the fortress attacks that you've seen probably in demos. Mm-hmm. And the thing that struck me about that game is they put a lot of captains in there, a lot of the orcs that you encounter. It was like every 2 or 3 seconds, another one was introducing itself. There were like 8 of them you're fighting at the same time.
Were they doing the intro where everything around the world stops and
it actually got a little bit annoying how often that was happening.
That's why I was asking. Yeah.
But that just, I think they did that on purpose just to show off, hey, we can put a lot of these in here now. It's not just going to be like 1 or 2 of them in a space.
Yeah.
But is that what made it good?
The number one complaint about that game was that the combat was too easy. Uh-huh. And this definitely makes it more difficult because you have to think about, okay, I can go after that guy, but this guy's right next to him. And, like, this guy's got a weakness of fire, but this guy doesn't care about it, that kind of thing. So they kind of play off each other like that. Okay. But absolutely want to play more of that. The demo was just... It was what I expected.
That game seems very good. It almost seems... If to scale, it seems like almost too big for me to take on. Because if it is as massive as it looks, good on you. Like, proud of you. Way to take the feedback and like polish it up and make it amazing, but like it's almost to the point where like I feel like I'll have to choose that or something else.
The fortress, they had like fortress level and it was like 246 or something like that, and I'm like, I don't have a context of where that range is, but that sounds like there could be a lot of range there too. Far Cry 5 was another one in this category.
Oh, okay.
This demo was not a great demo because they kind of plopped you down in one of the towns, and it was kind of like one of the outposts or whatever. You had to clear out the town. Okay. The interesting thing about it was at the beginning they gave you 3 options for a companion to take with you. Okay. One of them was a guy with a helicopter. There was a girl that was a sniper, and then there's a dog. And you can pick which one of those you want to take in there. I chose the sniper, and thinking, like, if I go in there and I start getting in combat, then the sniper can kind of just pick off people. Didn't work out the way I planned.
Never does.
Sniper just kept going down repeatedly, and then I'd try to go revive her, and then I'd go down. So it was difficult. I finally did get through it, but it was more difficult than I would have wanted it to be. Okay. But those are always my least favorite parts of Far Cry anyway, of clearing out the camps. So I'm not worried about it. It was fine. It was okay. Just not the section of the game that I would have preferred to play. Okay. I think Far Cry 3 was probably the best demo I've ever played at a PAX because they literally had just like one little section of the open world done, and you could just go do whatever you wanted to do. Yeah.
What system did you play Far Cry on?
I don't remember. Probably PS4. Okay. It's probably on PS4. Okay. Most of the games were.
PS4.
Yeah. Call of Duty World War II. The reason that's on this category is because it was a multiplayer mission, and I don't ever play the Call of Duty multiplayer, but it was still kind of fun. Like, I didn't do nearly as horrible as I thought I would. I was like, I don't know, 5 and 7 or something like that.
Oh, that's fine.
It wasn't. Yeah. Our team like rolled over the other team. Oh, I was by far the lowest one on our team.
Oh, really?
We just kind of dominated. I think we had a couple ringers on our team.
There you go.
But it was more fun than I expected.
Really? Okay.
It looks nice. I'm looking forward to the campaign. I don't think I'll ever play the multiplayer again, but looks fine. Yeah. And then the last thing in this category is Assassin's Creed Origins. It looks really pretty. I was playing on an Xbox One X on a 4K HDR. What was it? Samsung QLED TV.
Those things are $3,000.
It's like a $3,000 TV.
It's a $3,000 TV.
It looks really, really nice on that TV. Yeah. They changed the combat up.
Interesting.
So you have a light attack and a heavy attack on your trigger buttons, and then your block I think is on like L2, whatever L2 would be. So it's no longer like stand and block and then parry people. You really have to do combat. Like, you have to be methodical about it. They did change it up quite a bit.
Oh wow! Okay, but so you have to think. That's interesting.
Yeah, the level they had us do was like you had to like sneak onto the ship and kill the captain and then one other dude on the ship. In line, I'm watching people as they just like run straight in and then try to go into combat with them. I'm like, this is Assassin's Creed. What are you guys doing?
What are you doing?
So like, I just like snuck onto the ship, waited for him to turn around, and snuck up and just assassinated him. And it took me like 5 minutes, and then I'm just kind of wandering around the world doing other stuff. After that, and everybody else is like struggling in combat to do it. So that made me feel pretty good about myself.
Good man. You've played some Assassin's Creed,
right? And like I said, it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. So that's why it's in this category, and I will be playing that for sure. What was the next one? You said 3.
Let's do
3, 2, 4, 1.
3, 2, 4, 1. Yeah.
Looks really pretty, but I don't know if I will play it. Dragon Ball Fighter Z looks like an episode of Dragon Ball. It looks awesome. My main frustration with that game is the punches and kicks, like your regular attacks, they do very, very little damage, just like chip away. So you really have to do like the special moves and like the combo moves and all that. Otherwise, you're just never going to win. And at a demo, like at PAX, I'm not going to sit there and learn combos. Yeah. It was kind of frustrating playing that because like I would hit a guy a ton and it would do like very little damage. It's also it's like a 3-on-3 thing. So you have 2 players, like you can switch in and out.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Marvel vs. Capcom.
But those games, like the problem I have with those games is everything just gets way too chaotic on the screen and you can't tell what's going on. So
if you're going Super Saiyan, just like, what else do you expect?
I'll see if there's a story mode to it. I might end up picking that up, but I'm not gonna pick it up just to play versus that. It looks really nice, but that's about it for me.
Okay.
Forza Motorsport 7, again, looks really pretty. I don't think I'll play it. It looks really nice. It was another one of the ones at the Xbox booth, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
Looks awesome, but it's a motorsport game, so that's really just not for me.
Good, yeah.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, I'll take Horizon next year when it looks really nice.
Another one at the Xbox booth, Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves was weird because
is that finally coming out this year?
No, I don't think it's this year.
March.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah. Wow.
Nothing from Xbox is coming out this year.
So we were standing in line, and first of all, they let 4 press people in right in front of us, so we had to wait for the next round, which was super annoying because it's a 30-minute demo, so that pushed us back literally 30 minutes.
Oh wow!
Just because 4 press people wanted to get in. But anyway, so while we're standing there like fuming, the guy 2 behind us, so he was going to be in our group. He's like, hey guys, while we're standing here, I have like 70 hours in the beta for this, so I'll kind of explain what we're doing and stuff like that. So he walked us through
70
like
hours.
Yeah,
and then why is he waiting in line to play a half-hour demo?
He waited, and that line was about 2.5 hours, and he said that was the second time he had waited in line for it. I was like, I don't know why you spent your money to go to PAX to do this, but hey, I'm not going to judge. Whatever you want to do with your time is fine. But anyway, so he talked us through it, and then the guy that was behind us, he had never played before, and he immediately was like, oh, what I want to do is I want to go sink some other people's ships. Let's just try to ruin their demo. And we're like, okay, fine. This guy's played 70 hours. He can probably lead us to them, and we can probably sink their ships. But it was really hard finding them. And on top of that, like, there's really just not a lot to do because, like, one person's steering the ship. One person's like in the crow's nest looking out to watch for the ships. The other 2 people are just kind of like hanging out like on the ship. There's really nothing for you to do.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So for the most of that demo, I was just like, I don't really feel like I'm doing anything, and it was just kind of lame, just kind of following them around. I don't know.
Well, I wonder if you were doing something a little more story based. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know
what the point of that game is, I guess, really either.
Yeah, I don't really understand the point of having like 4 people besides like, I guess you want a crew on your ship or whatever, but maybe there's potential to have like hijinks and stuff like that, but
hijinks.
I don't know.
Cricket? Hijinks?
Not whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, see if these
Shut up, Cricket.
And then we went up to, they always have like a 6th floor where they have a bunch of indie games.
Oh yeah.
And one of the games up there is called Sinner. And the reason I wanted to bring it up here was because it's a really interesting concept. It's kind of like a Dark Souls type game, but only bosses. So I think there's 6 bosses.
Okay.
And the way it works is you have to, in order to get into battle with a boss, you have to make a sacrifice. And that sacrifice is something like either your equipment or your abilities. So like you do the first boss fight with all your stuff, and then maybe in the second battle, you sacrifice your armor. So, like, you have to do the second battle without your armor. Third one, maybe you sacrifice your dodge roll. So, you have to do the next fight without armor and without a dodge roll. Yeah. So, it gets harder as the game goes on as opposed to easier like most games.
Yeah.
Which I just thought was a really interesting concept. So, I don't know if I'll ever play it or not. It looks really nice, and I think that's really interesting, but I don't know if I'll play it. So, that's why. And then you wanted to go to the let's wait and see how this plays out.
Yeah, let's go to the bad.
I'm nervous that something I like is in this
I know,
list.
me too.
I don't think anything no, not really.
Okay.
The only thing, there's only one potential here, and that's Biomutant. Biomutant was just announced a couple of weeks ago, so I don't even know if you guys have even seen it.
I've heard of it.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it was just announced. It was THQ Nordic, right?
Yeah.
So it's a fairly sizable title then.
Mm-hmm.
It's an open world action adventure. You play as like this little cat thing that can mutate.
Okay.
And in the demo that I played, like every 5 minutes you mutated into like you got a new ability. And I'm really curious if this is a vertical slice or a horizontal slice of the game. If this is a vertical slice of the game and that's the way it plays out, I'm scared for this game because it's not great. Like some of the abilities were not good and some of them were way overpowered. But if this is a horizontal where they're just kind of, let's just show people the potential for stuff to go in and then you can build your character however. If it's like that, then I'm a lot more hopeful.
Okay.
So I'm curious to see how it plays out, but that demo that we played was just, it was fine, but it Another one of the indie games we played was called Dunk Lords. This is a basketball game, kind of like NBA Jam.
Okay.
But in between quarters, you buy power-ups. So stuff like you can buy a rainbow pass, so your passes are harder to intercept.
Okay.
Or you can buy a thing where if you dunk the ball, you score 3 points instead of 2. Or you can buy like weapons and armor and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really weird. And for the first half, we were absolutely dominating. The guy I went with and I, we were up by I think like 15 at halftime, something like that. And we were just dunking over and over on them. So we said, hey, I think we can afford for both of us to buy the thing where it's score 3 points instead of 2 when you dunk. Mm-hmm. So let's buy that. And then we'll just keep going with this score. Well, the other team bought weapons to attack us. So literally every time we got the ball, they would just run over, punch us a bunch of times, steal the ball, and go dunk it. Which turned out to be the best strategy in the game, apparently, because we ended up losing. Because we couldn't even get the ball past half court because they would just come over and mug us and take the ball. So it needs some balancing.
Okay.
I thought the game was a lot of fun even without the power-ups. Just that first
Dunk
quarter.
Lords. Yeah. Okay.
The
Yeah,
first
I've got
quarter
to look at this.
without the power-ups, I think was the most fun we had in that game. So I'm kind of like, if there's a mode without power-ups, maybe that's what I'm interested in.
Dunk Lords.
Knack 2.
Was anyone really thinking that was going to be good?
Probably not. But that wins the award for, hey, there's no line. Fuck it, let's just go play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We literally walked up to that game and started playing it, so why not? It's exactly what you would expect and whatever. The Secret of Mana remake, we did play that. It seemed really buggy, but maybe
that's a remake, right?
Yeah. There was one time when like text kept popping up every time it tried to go down a certain path, and like after I went through the text and tried to keep going, it would prompt the text again. So I was just kind of stuck there. So I ended up having to like hold the buttons down as I was confirming the text to go away so that he would keep going. It was just really weird. And then like I got into a boss battle and my buddy had the same problem. Every attack that the boss did, no matter where you were in the arena, it hit. And it was just super annoying. And I was like, is this a bug? This has to be buggy, right? Because this isn't the way it's supposed to be. So I don't know. I didn't play the original, so I was kind of interested in playing a remake, but I don't. If it's buggy, I can skip it.
Secret of Mana's time and place thing, but it was, I mean, that was before Chrono Trigger. Like, it was one of those first really awesome SNES RPGs. Did you play it?
I never played it. No, but
a friend of ours, Derek, loved it.
Yeah,
loved it, and I watched him play it quite a bit, and have a fondness for that game's sound and what it looks like and what it was at the time. But that was over 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
All right, you guys ready for day ones?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
This is the stuff that I'm super
I'm actually
excited
more
about.
surprised there wasn't a lot of more stuff in that section, but okay.
No, there really wasn't. We kind of like, we go to the things we really want to play. Like, we don't spend a lot of time. And
so you don't go play Sea of Thieves twice.
Right.
After spending 70 hours in the beta.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right. Super Mario Odyssey, of course, is in this category. That game's going to be phenomenal. So I'm playing Super Mario Odyssey, and I'm platforming up this like building, and I'm having a hard time because there's bullet bills constantly shooting at me, and I'm having a hard time dodging them and not falling after going up this building. And one of the guys at the booth, like, he sees me and he goes, "Hey, throw the hat at the bullet bill." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Hit X," or whatever button it was. So I aim at the bullet bill, I hit X. The hat goes on top of the bullet bill, and then I am controlling bullet bill. So then, like, I just take the bullet bill to the top of the building. I was like, why didn't I not think about that before? That's awesome. You can just, like, inhabit the enemy and then use it to your advantage.
So then,
that's
like,
really
when
cool.
you get to the top of the building, do you just, like, hit a button and now Mario's at the top of the building?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the way it worked.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Mario transported to the hat?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
He, like, transformed into the bullet bill, which was, I was just like, at first I was like, this sucks. Like, I'm struggling with this. I don't know, I'm not having too much fun. And then, like, I did that, and I'm like, oh, well, that changes everything, because that's awesome.
Okay. Weird.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There was also, like, so you're trying to pick up these, like, I don't remember what they even were, but, like, you know, in every Mario game, there's, like, a thing you have to pick up, like, a certain amount per level.
Yeah.
And one of them was, it was a Koopa Troopa out in the middle of a desert, so I went up to him, and he's like, we're going to play a game with coins, and he put the coins out in a big circle, and then he's like, start collecting the coins in order, and then they're going to disappear. And then, but you're still collecting them. So you need to collect 80% of them, and then I'll give you the thing. So, like, I start going in the circle, and then they just all disappear, and you have to try to remember the circle pattern. And I get back around to the Koopa Troopa, and I hit the button thinking, okay, I don't think I got it, but I was probably close. I was just so far off.
Really?
It was really, really funny. But I only got 10 minutes with that game, so it was a little, I was like, after I was done with it, I'm just like, I really want to play more. We tried to get in line a second time, but they were doing some really weird things with the line. Then we couldn't figure out how to actually get in the line. So we just said whatever, and we didn't go back a second time. But that game's obviously a day one purchase for me. Detroit was also a day one game.
Wow.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I am excited about that too.
So it was basically the same demo that they showed at E3 with the android on the ledge with the little girl. Do you remember that?
So that's E3 2 years ago, not the one from this year.
Yeah.
Because this one they showed the other characters.
So you play as an android in this demo that I played. You played as an android who had to talk another android who had taken a girl hostage, had to talk him off the ledge.
Mm-hmm.
And in my scenario, I was successful in saving the girl, but both of the androids died.
Mm.
And so this was one of the games where PlayStation had a couple of games where you signed up through their app, and then you didn't have to wait in line. You just sign up for a time, and then you go to it.
That's pretty
which
smart.
It's really cool, but the times filled up like within the second that they... So if you weren't like mashing the button as the times went up, you didn't get in. So on Saturday, I got in, but my buddy did not. Even though we were both mashing the buttons at the same time, I got in, he didn't. So I played it on Saturday, and he went to do other stuff. And he did get in on Monday. So the last day of the show, he did mash at the right time, and he got a slot. So I watched him play as well. And he got the same result where both androids died, but the girl survived, but it played out differently. And while he's playing, I was talking to the guy at the booth, and I said, are people generally successful, like, during the thing? And he's like, well, yes and no. It depends on, like, how you measure success. He said most people save the girl, but there have been a bunch of people that haven't. I said, how many scenarios are there for this specific demo? And he said, there's at least... he said, I've seen 6. He said, I've seen 6 scenarios play out, different combinations of people dying, but I know there's at least one more because I haven't seen anybody save all 3 people. He said, nobody so far that I've watched has had all 3 survive. It's like, that's really interesting, and now I kind of want to know how you do it.
Yeah.
How did that look? Did it look...
It looks really nice, too.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful for that game as I am most David Cage games. Have we played Nothing Since Beyond, right?
Beyond was the last. Many things since Beyond.
And that thing was, we all have whatever feelings about that.
Next game on this list is Ni no Kuni 2. I know you guys probably aren't very interested in Ni no Kuni 2.
I hear it's awesome. I don't
even know what Ni no Kuni was.
Oh, really?
No,
yeah, it was kind of an early PS3 JRPG.
PS3,
you think it was mid?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember it and the first not Dark Souls. What was the first
Demon Souls.
Demon Souls, thank you.
No, Ni no Kuni is well after Demon Souls.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were right around the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so that demo, they gave you 3 different options of things to play, and I didn't know what any of them were, obviously. So I picked the second one, and I wish I would have done either of the other ones because I got a boss fight, and that's all it was. Just one big boss fight.
Over.
And I had no idea what I was doing in the boss fight because I didn't know the controls or anything. So I was kind of struggling through it. But now that I've done it, I could go back and do it easily. But it looks really pretty, and the combat mechanics, now that I understand them, are really cool, too. So I'm looking forward to playing that a lot.
Okay.
And then the last thing on this list, which is probably my game of show, which even surprised me, is Wolfenstein 2.
Really?
So they I don't know where in the game this takes place, but the demo we were in, Blazkowicz, that's his name.
BJ Blazkowicz.
Yeah. He is in a wheelchair. So you have to do this level in a wheelchair, which seems stupid, but like it really limits the level to like what you can do. So like you can, for instance, you can go downstairs, you can't go upstairs. So like you can go down the stairs into a room and shoot guys, but then if you're like, oh, but maybe there was some more ammo back up there or something, you're not turning around to go get it again.
Okay.
But it was just a lot of fun, just shooting Nazis from a wheelchair over and over again.
Sure.
Just awesome. Just
So
great.
you played the New Order then, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, this was the last four, and you've played Doom. So what does this feel more like? Does it feel more like Doom, or does it feel like the New Order?
It feels more like Wolfenstein than
Does
Doom.
it?
Yeah.
Slower pace.
Yeah.
Okay, I was curious how much Doom they would inject into this.
Who knows how it goes? Because again, I was in a wheelchair.
You're in a
so-
wheelchair, right? Yeah.
Like, so like when
things.
he's moving, is there like an action of like those hands?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It was cool, and that game wins swag of the show for sure.
Oh, really?
Because the whole booth was set up like an old diner, but it was like post-apocalyptic diner kind of looking thing. And then you played on a diner stool. Like I actually got to play at the diner counter. There were also tables behind, but I got to play like at the counter. And then as you walk out, they gave you a Wolfenstein 2 cup, which I actually forgot in Seattle. Which
Geez.
But anyway, it's a Wolfenstein 2 cup, and it had a strawberry milkshake inside.
Oh,
yeah,
even better.
That's
so as you're leaving Wolfenstein, you get to drink a strawberry milkshake.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like we're standing in line, and the guy's like, "Well, first of all, we got into line. This is the very last thing we were gonna do because the line was crazy for it. But on Monday, we were like, there's nothing else we want to do anyway. Let's just go stand in line for Wolfenstein." And the guy was like, "The line from this point's about 3 hours, but at the end you get a strawberry milkshake." And we were like, thinking like, this guy's just. This is some stupid, like, he's just trying to be funny or whatever.
Yeah.
Not thinking. And then, like, they actually hand you a strawberry milkshake. It was kind of... And also, it was only, like, 2 hours. It was not 3 hours. So, but yeah, that was PAX. There was other stuff there that we checked out, but nothing really worth talking about too much.
Marking on it.
Yeah.
So, that's... What are you more excited about? Because that comes out the same day as Odyssey, right?
I know. Which is going to...
Oh, jeez.
So, do you play that or Odyssey?
I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
I don't... Probably Odyssey.
Probably Odyssey.
Yeah, I would say that it was a better... Like, I'm more excited about
They
Odyssey.
come around so little.
Right. It was a better demo for Wolfenstein, but I think I'm more excited about Odyssey.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I guess as we're kind of talking about some things we're looking forward to, I guess let's kind of run through our list of things that we want to try to finish up here when we are. It's weird to think that we're in kind of early September, but it's like this is when games are hitting hard, and so what are we going to play before the end of the year?
Catch up season is over. We're
back which is kind of sad that like I thought I was going to finish Persona during catch up season, but summer just for kids, man, they
get rid of them.
No, get rid of them, but they're outside a lot. And they want to be outside a lot, and they want to be with them. So, things for me for the rest of the year, Cuphead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was at the show. It had a really long line, and I played it last year.
And it's going to be out in a week or two at this point. I think September 20th, maybe.
September.
Yeah. Destiny 2
Yep.
is something I want to check out. We'll see how
next
much of it I
thing
check
on my
out,
list.
but I at least want to check it out. Call of Duty WW2,
Mm-hmm.
Uncharted Lost Legacy, Mario Odyssey, so I will be asking you to borrow that at some point.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, you're not going to try to buy a Switch?
I don't think so.
I know you eventually wanted to get
maybe,
one, so
at the same time, like I'm just kind of like, all right,
because the saga of finding a Switch would be interesting to document. Because you can't just walk in and grab one.
Right. Well,
yeah,
around here, I think you
have
can.
you seen them?
I've seen them in multiple stores.
Okay,
I
cool.
was just at Target yesterday.
That's
and
good.
There was
I think
three of them on a shelf.
in pockets of the country, you have trouble finding them.
I haven't looked in a while.
We were at Toys R Us like 3 weeks ago. There was four of them. Yeah.
So that's good.
It's not an issue to find
If
them.
you were thinking about getting one, you want to get one before that, because I bet they'll...
Holiday will probably sell out a little bit more.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
We might as well talk about this in case we don't get back together. When's the little SNES out?
I don't even know, but they're already. Yeah.
I mean, can you not get it?
Who cares?
Yeah.
It's just a non-existent thing in my mind because it's impossible to get.
So.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm so annoyed at the whole thing.
I would be. I would impulse buy one of those things.
I would too.
Like
if it was sitting on a shelf, I'd buy it. Am I going to go out of my way to buy it? No.
Yeah.
It's more annoying the way they handle it than it just gets salty at it. You know.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to bring that up.
Like we're all in the same boat.
Yeah. I just don't.
Nope,
I just
it's stupid.
get so frustrated with them.
Screw Nintendo for that decision.
Yep. South Park. Yeah. I will definitely be playing that.
Did you see the difficulty slider?
Yes.
Did you see that,
Jason?
There's during the character creation, there's a difficulty slider, and it starts out at easy, and your character is Caucasian, and the farther you take it towards difficult, the darker your character is.
Jesus Christ.
They said it doesn't affect actual combat difficulty. They said it affects like relationships you have with people and how much money you'll earn in the game.
Oh
it
my
God. It says like
yes.
something like combat will not be affected by this change, just every other aspect of your life.
That is exactly what it says.
It's not funny. It is funny, but it's not funny. Like your interest rate all of a sudden is higher.
Like you're just not going to earn a high enough wage. Like
You immediately
job.
Start with like 3 payday loans.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's terrible. Oh, that's not.
I don't know what it officially is going to be, but yeah, it just says your ability to earn money and your relationships with others will be affected. But yeah. Life is Strange Before the Storm. I want to check that out.
You haven't checked that out yet? I'm surprised.
I want to get another episode out before just because I want to. The last Life is Strange, I waited till all of it was out and I played it all at once. So I'm gonna hold off and probably just kind of play through that here and there.
I wanted to play it. I was really hoping that it would be out on the Switch, so I could have bought it in Seattle and then played it.
Oh, is it not going to be out on Switch now?
Not on Switch as of right now.
Are any of the Telltale things out on Switch?
I don't think so.
I mean, that thing can basically run on a cell phone as bad as an engine as that thing is. So, yeah, I'm gonna want to check out Agents of Mayhem. It's coming, so I might as well play it. Sonic Mania, I want to check out as well. Wolfenstein and Battlefront 2. I'm just gonna check that out. So that's
there's so much stuff coming.
And there's still things like on that are going to be on your list that are not there just because I don't think I'm going to have enough time to get to them based on those 12 items I just rattled off. So I don't know who wants to go next.
Go ahead,
Caleb. Yeah.
Oh, what else? Danganronpa 3.
Is that out this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised you know what that is.
I only know what it is based on you.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Evil Within 2, Assassin's Creed. Oh, Crackdown is no longer coming out this year.
Yeah.
Ni no Kuni. Need for Speed Payback.
Is there FMV gaming in it?
I don't know,
man. That's another one I'd at least like to try.
And then, but the big one for me right now is Destiny 2. I'm trying to stay more in the short term because I get so frustrated with delays. So I'm trying to stay focused in the short term. We're still
looking at there could be delays in games this year. I don't know what at this point, but
South Park will probably be delayed like another year.
God, don't say it. We're already at 1 year of delay.
But yeah, the main thing for me right now is Destiny 2 that I want to hit. I'm also we'll go back to TV for a sec. I'm trying to finish Twin Peaks season 3. I'm in the middle of that. It's super weird, and I don't know what's going on, but I kind of love it anyway.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get to
that. Preacher season 2. You already talked about that. I still want to finish The Handmaid's Tale. I'm only halfway through that season.
I hear it's great.
It's really good. It's hard to binge. It's hard to watch a bunch in a row of that. Okay. And then I don't really want to, but on the same side, I kind of want to see It.
I kind of want to see it too.
It's getting such good reviews. I'm scared to go to the theater and watch it. I wish I could watch it at home in the safety of my home.
I hear it's good, man. It did really like best horror box office ever this weekend, right?
Yeah, best. So. I think it was best. Like I don't remember. It broke some record, and I can't remember where it is now. But yeah, like I said, I'm trying to stay short term, so that's my short term list.
Quickly as we finish up here, has NBA Live been canceled?
No, it is out this weekend. It's $40.
It's out on the 15th.
It's $40.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna rent me a copy of NBA Live 18 if I can get a hold of it.
We were looking at the demo one night, and it looks bad.
I saw the demo and I downloaded it, but I didn't get a chance to play it. Yeah. So I'm gonna play me some NBA Live because I have to. If they're making a full release, I'm going to play it.
You know what I kind of want to play is, as football is on in the background here, is apparently that Madden story mode is actually
really good. It's good. Yeah,
it's really good.
So I kind of want to check that. And apparently it's less than 10 hours too, which is kind of like, okay, why not?
Yeah, I mean, because you think about just playing like 2K's story mode.
Yeah.
It's a full season.
Right. Well, it's like a full career.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, I don't have time to do that. I played 3/4 of a season last year and was like, I can't do this anymore. I got other things to play.
A game that's been out for, I think, maybe around a month that I really want to go back to is Observer.
Observer.
It's a Blade Runner-like game. It is sort of a horror game. It stars Rutger Hauer. As Rutger Hauer.
Okay.
And you're a corporate detective. The twist is at the beginning of the game, you talk to your deceased son. And so you're trying to understand that while, from what I understand, you're not like in this dystopian future, corporations own everything, including like law enforcement. And so you're like damage control. So you observe what happens and you recreate these crimes by plugging in and out and jacking in and out, from what I understand. But it's also got a horror element to it. Cyberpunk. Hi. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's your world.
It looks really good. Has reviewed really well. So I'm excited about going back to Observer. And Ruiner at the end of this month.
Oh, right.
I think looks really cool. It's kind of an isometric Hotline Miami-esque game from Devolver. So that also is a cyberpunk thing. So I think that looks really cool. So I'm excited to check that out days before we talked about Cuphead. But Cuphead's on the 29th, Ruiner's on the 26th. Everything else we've covered. I think I want to play almost everything we talked about. I'll have to choose. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see at the end of the year what I've
The
had
only things
to
that weren't
choose.
on my list that I figure will be on yours is Assassin's Creed and Mordor.
Yeah, that's the thing is I think I may have to make a choice between those two. Because they both look like they're pretty. Even Mordor most. So it looks like and this isn't a slight against Assassin's Creed, but I think there's probably going to be more to do in Mordor. I would assume. Maybe not. Maybe Assassin's Creed's got all sorts of stuff bolted on it, but I have a confidence that I can get through an Assassin's Creed game by the end of the year, but I worry about Mordor. I worry about finishing Mordor.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, Shadow of War.
I know. I don't
whatever,
Mordor.
Mordor.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's they're a game, especially after playing Persona this year, like the rest of it will be pretty much based on, is Caleb going to finish this? Because then I don't have to finish it. And I can finish this.
Yeah.
So, like, if I can finish this, then maybe I'll finish this.
I've done pretty well this year on my goal of not finishing as many things.
It's not worth the time.
If I'm not enjoying it, I'm going to put it aside.
Well, especially now that we get into the meat of a generation, even you have to make decisions, where you spend your time, because games get bigger and better, but there are more of them.
Yep.
And so not everything is quick. Not as they figured out ways to add depth to games, and at this point in a generation. And so, if a game is good, that's good. But if there's a lot of it and it's still just good and not great, you have to start making decisions on. But this is great. Like Mario's great, and this is good. So I might have to put the good thing down in order to finish the great thing.
Yeah, I think I have intentions of that with some games, but there's been a couple that Watch Dogs 2 last year. I had every intention of playing that game for 4 to 5 hours and putting it down. No, that one I spent a lot of time with.
I was surprised how much I liked that game.
I was surprised how much I liked it too, and it's just, but yeah, I have a feeling, Agents of Mayhem is going to come, and I'm going to go, 4 hours is just good enough time with this game. And I'm thinking even when Mario Odyssey, like, I probably will just borrow it for a short amount of time from you just to get my hands on it and play it. I don't know if I'm going to go full out into it, but I mean...
Yeah, I want to see it too.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I just want to see it. I want to spend a few hours with it because it's a proper Mario game, and those aren't not exactly common.
They don't come around very often.
After this trip, if I do finish Mario and Rabbids, I will give you the Switch so you can at least test out Zelda.
Yeah, I want to see Zelda. Yeah. That's exactly it. Is I've come to terms with not finishing Zelda, but if I could spend 3-4 hours in there, just check it out. Feel. Yeah, I think that at least wise, I would have interacted with it.
Yeah, I really my biggest hope is that if I bring up something in Game of the Year, that you guys have at least had some experience with it.
Which I know you've got on my list. You said play Nier Automata, and I just don't know if I'm going to get to it. And I guess my other concern with that game is, from what I've heard, is it picks up after you beat it the first time.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if I can play a game for 8 hours and then...
That's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be a frustrating one for me because I'm really going to want to talk about that. And I know neither of you guys are...
I mean, I played through the first part.
Yeah.
So I know what the game is like, but then you just have
to... that first ending is not satisfying.
You just have to go spoilers after that. You just have to. So that way... At least wise we can understand.
We'll see. Maybe there's 10 other games yet to come out that are better than Nier Automata too. So we'll see.
Oh gosh,
there's a lot of stuff.
It's that high, huh?
Or
10 other games,
or 9,
or 9,
or however many. I was
gonna say, I was like, whoa, like we're showing our hand early here.
Yeah, don't read into that comment too much.
Okay, all right.
This need to be made first. Things need to be played.
Yes. So I think we've hit on everything here.
Yeah.
We've gone an hour and 45 minutes straight. So I think.
Wow! Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably should have braked.
We didn't even break. I know. I kept thinking about breaking, and you guys were just I'm going right in there. I'm like, okay, fine. We'll just go.
We did it. Our voices held up as good as they were.
Yeah. So all right. Well, we'll maybe try to get back together here in mid-October or so. Talk about what we've played at least before we hit on Game of the Year. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, watch for all the videos going up on the old channel. And I don't know if any guides are going to go up this fall. I don't know.
Maybe
they've been hard. We've been hard pressed to put up guides anymore.
They're very time consuming.
Very time consuming, and we're drifting ourselves or drifting away from achievements and trophies. Yeah. So it's hard to get into them anymore. So
we'll see. I won't commit or deny.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. The way that monetization is structured and how that is fluid is really unfortunate too. So it makes it's harder on way larger channels than ours. So maybe this is best left to be recreational.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say because the big channels anymore. I mean, they're getting the games and have the guides up day one, and we're just happy to get a game in the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, let's go play some video games.
Yeah,
I'm excited to play some stuff now.
All right.
Yeah, it's bedtime.
All right. Whatever.
Bed then games.
Yeah.
Bed games.
Bed then games.
We'll see what happens in that order. All right. Thanks, fellas.